Today we are excited to introduce you the new partnership between ELE Innovation and CASSIA Networks and show you how our industrial BLE gateways and sensors can help optimize your IoT solutions. So today we will explore how combining our products can make your operations more efficient, simplify your deployments, and also help your industrial project to scale more easily, let's say. To begin with some practical informations, the webinar will last a total of 45 minutes, including 30 to 35 minutes presentations covering the overall context, followed by 10 to 15 minutes dedicated to questions and answers. So we will address questions at the end of the presentation. You can submit your questions using the Q&A tool located on the right side of your screen. We will answer to the maximum number of questions, and if the timing is too short, we will get back to you via email after the webinar. And for your information, a replay of this session will be available on our YouTube channel in the coming days. Now let me introduce you the speakers of the day. We have Willy Le Mercier, Strategic Islands Director at ELE Innovation, and Kevin Yang, AI and Technology Lead at CASSIA Networks. So thank you very much to both of you for joining us today. Concerning the agenda of the presentation, we will start with a brief introduction of both companies. Then we will explain why this partnership between ELE Innovation and CASSIA Networks is born. After that, we will make a focus on 3 use cases around the cold chain and asset tracking. And finally, it will be time for question and answers. So now I will let Willy introduce you, ELE Innovation.
Okay, thanks, Baptiste. Good morning or good afternoon, I don't know. So my name is Willy Le Mercier. I've been working at ELE Innovation for over 12 years now. And I'm in charge of implementing a strategic partnership at ELE Innovation. So it's therefore a great pleasure to present this webinar today with our partner CASSIA Networks and with Kevin. So, in few words, where we are at ELE Innovation. So the company has 24 years of experience in the industrial IoT world. We are a team of 40 people. We are present in Europe, of course, but we are also present in United States to better serve our clients in North and Latin and South America. We have also a great distribution partner, Novo Technologies, which is based in Canada and USA also. ELE is also present in Asia, and we have also a partner distribution in Australia. So as you can see in this slide, we have more than 500 clients and partners in Europe, North and South America, and also Middle East, as well as in Australia and New Zealand and different countries in Asia Pacific. Just to focus on I would say the product and our technology. So since the creation of ELE Innovation, we are specialized in the development of wireless sensor or wireless tags and beacons based on the short or medium range IoT technology. So we have been investing in the BLE, Bluetooth Low Energy technology, more than 10 years now. As well in the mesh technology with our partner YPass, and also the angle of arrival, so the AOA with our partner Coupa, which is a technology dedicated for the very accurate RTLS solution. But if you had to remember only one thing regarding ELE Innovation, I think it would be the fact that we are we offer a real expertise in ruggedized sensor and beacons with a very high level of performances in order to that those devices can be used in industrial condition with very harsh conditions. So in few keyword for that could be the fact to offer IP69K to have product which lasts more than 10 years and to be shockproof, to have the EN12X30 certification or the ATEX certification for the explosive atmosphere. So a lot of words which can give you the story or the position of our product. So this is who we are and what we can offer at ELE Innovation for our client, for your project. So I will now hand over to Kevin to introduce CASSIA Networks.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Kevin Yang. I've been with CASSIA for about 7 years and kind of seen all the ups and downs from when we were a consumer all the way to enterprise. And we're roughly about also 40 employees, both in the US and China. And so currently we have hundreds of customers and partners, and yeah, we have tens of thousands of gateways shipped per year and hundreds and thousands of them currently out in the world. We're present in like 40 countries and 5 continents. And one of the benefits of CASSIA is we do a lot of work to get our gateways pre-certified. We're certified for different countries. So that's one less headache for you, and also one less headache for our partners as well. Looking forward to talking today about our solution with BLE.
Thank you, Kevin. Willy, could you tell us more about this partnership between ELE Innovation and CASSIA Networks?
Yeah, yes, of course, with pleasure. This partnership with CASSIA seems to us to be a key move, a key step for us to, I would say, to better serve our clients, our partner, our customers. I would say that, like it's indicated, with a single goal that we had in our mind, it's really to simplify the deployment of their IoT project and IoT solution by offering them a very powerful combination of our sensor or our beacons and the CASSIA Networks gateways. So the first step of that on this simplification goal is, of course, to offer a native interfacing, a native integration between our BLE sensor or our BLE beacon and the CASSIA gateways in order to reduce the time to market for our client and for the deployment of their projects. I'll let Kevin address the second point. I will give you key points regarding the third one.
Sure, thanks, Willy. And so one thing that we help in the BLE IoT deployments is to be able to quickly scale or do large-scale deployments. So usually you need a BLE or Bluetooth gateway to be able to manage hundreds of thousands of BLE devices. It's not scalable if you had a smartphone and you had to connect to every single one each time, or you have to walk around the project site just to collect the data. So for the future of IoT, a gateway solution paired with a strong BLE device is definitely the way to go.
Yeah, and it's clear. And the last point for us at ELE Innovation was very important. And given even the point that I listed before to present ELE Innovation and to highlight the nature of our sensor and tags, we also wanted to offer a BLE gateway with best-in-class features or premium features. That's why we are really very, very happy to be working with CASSIA Networks, which, like ELE Innovation, has this excellent spirit regarding the development of the design of their product, and with their powerful gateway with having really the best-in-class or the best performance in the market. We think that it's a very strong combination that we can offer to our clients.
Thank you for these insights. Now we will focus on the use cases. Willy, could you tell us more about the first use case involved?
Yeah. Okay, now we can go I would say in details regarding what this kind of combination can bring for you and for our clients. When we prepare this webinar with the CASSIA teams, we felt it was important to highlight the two main verticals that we currently address at ELE and at CASSIA. So the first is the asset tracking application, and the second vertical is the cold chain application. So regarding the cold chain application, we thought that it could be interesting to present a use case where the combination between our ELE sensor and the CASSIA products could provide a real operational solution to the challenges that our clients can face, especially for the manager of cold storage cold storage logistic platform. So, and this is especially true for the market for the small or the medium boxes, containers, refrigerated containers or insulated containers, which is according to all the market study, which is the sector which has and which will have the stronger growth in the next year. So we would like to present this use case, and there are two main points, two main concepts to take into account when we present that. The first is at each time there is a very large number of boxes or containers, and therefore a large number of BLE sensors to manage, and over a limited period of time according to the productivity requirements that our client has in their logistic platform. So it means that in terms of challenge, it's really important to ensure that the proposed solution on the one hand will be able to provide a reliability regarding the measurement, the recording and the transmission of the temperature data in an industrial environment with a lot of trucks, at the docking station, with the building for the logistic platform. And on the other hand, the solution should be capable of detecting a very large number of sensors and retrieving all the temperature data with this limited time in order to, after that, transmit everything on the server of our client. So I would say to achieve those challenges, we would like to present a couple of products. The first one is the BluePuck TEN12X30 from ELE, and the second product is the X2000 gateway from CASSIA. So the BluePuck TEN12X30, as you can see on the picture, is a BLE temperature sensor. Clearly, this is the eye runner at ELE Innovation from our portfolio of BLE sensor. The main reason for its success are first the fact that this is typically the result of our 25 years expertise in developing robust sensor design for harsh environments. So typically that means that it's compact, it's highly shock resistance, it offers the best level of waterproofing with the IP69K. So it means that this sensor can be placed into your asset and can be cleaned with high pressure washing system without any problem. It uses a specific battery technology which is very robust in the negative temperature and with the temperature variation. So that thanks to that, it gives the possibility to offer a sensor which lasts more than 10 years, even in this kind of condition. Okay, so with a very frequent transmission and in negative temperature, like a -20, for instance. It can measure from -40 to +85. And in addition of that, and which is quite important to be, I would say, to provide a proof for a client, is EN12X30 certified, which is the benchmark standard for the temperature recorder, with an accuracy of 0.5 degree, which is certified with this EN12X30 standards from -30 to +30. So in addition of that, keep in mind that this is also a recorder, and that's why we got the EN12X30 certification. It can record up to 4,000 value, and this is typically the feature which is quite important in this use case for the boxes, which can be transported without any gateway. But coming back to the logistic platform, all the recorded value has to be downloaded, and we have in this product advanced feature which can give the possibility to our clients to download this data in a specific or in targeted manner, meaning that it's not mandatory to download the 4,000 value, but only the part which is missing to guarantee the full cold chain traceability. To finish, something which we'll see has a minor detail, but it's not so. It's not really the case. This is a wireless sensor and autonomous sensor, so it means that it's very simple and quick to be mounted, to be installed. We like to say that it's a fix and play in less than 2 minutes. We have great accessory for the mounting phase, holder or stickers. The product are activated, and you just have to fit them and you are ready to go. Okay, so this is very simple, and the goal is to be really flexible for the deployments. Last thing is we can offer you full customization services. It's for the configuration settings, also for the BLE frame. If you have specific frame to be used in order to be compliant with your solution, we can customize that. So this is the panel of all the features and characteristics which can explain the success of this this Bluebird EN12X30. But please note that this sensor would be nothing if we didn't have a great gateway also to collect its temperature data, especially in this kind of industrial application. So Kevin, over to you to present the X2000.
All right, thanks, Willy. Yeah, so this blue puck T, it's grab a little little example here. This is a great kind of device. We'll be able to get data off of this device, especially about 100 of them. You need a gateway. So our X2000 is perfect for this. It's it's made for industrial environments and also outdoor. It can connect up to 80 BLE sensors simultaneously. So what that means is you don't have to manually walk around and collect data. That's kind of the biggest use case of having a BLE gateway. Another one is you want to always continuously monitor cold chain and make sure no data is dropped. If there's any issues with monitoring, say, a package or a box of frozen goods, and it goes bad, then we have food safety issues, all kinds of stuff that will happen. So it's very, very important to have a continuous monitoring system. And lastly, by partnering with ELA, we make sure that their devices work with our gateway. We have a Ubuntu container for edge computing, as well as RESTful APIs. So that's kind of how we allow this kind of partnership with the device. the gateway, and then the platform. I also wanted to add that through many years of experience, we were able to optimize our gateways for noisy environments. So, in production, we always have noise from other radio frequencies or other Bluetooth devices. And we've developed a few features, for example, to be able to scan in very noisy environments or have high-speed multiple connections, etc. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll pass it to.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Kevin. Now, can you tell us more about construction sites and challenges linked to it?
Sure, of course. So our next kind of use case is kind of related to the X2000, but so construction sites. In construction sites, we often have a bunch of tools, a bunch of vehicles and equipment, and you want to keep track of it. Now, a lot of times these sites, they're huge. It's very, very hard to locate everything quickly. And we need a solution to be able to track these equipment and tools quickly, efficiently, and safely. So yeah, we want to minimize human intervention. I think that saves money, saves time, and saves lives sometimes. And lastly, we need something that can withstand harsh environments, especially in an outdoor and dusty or wet environment.
This is also quite important. Because as I said at the beginning, when we prepared this webinar, it was quite important to highlight the two main verticals. The first was for the cold chain, and the second one is for the asset tracking. And it's clear that our BLE beacons with the identification purposes are used in many sectors like transport, industry, logistics, healthcare, but also in, I would say, more complex sector like mining, agriculture, airport, and of course the construction, which is probably one of the most mature sector for in the deployment or in the operation of IoT solution with BLE beacon. So to track all of this equipment, we can offer different type of BLE identification beacons, such as the Blue Puck ID, the Blue Coin ID, and the Aero ID. And thanks to their small size and compact form factor, they can be used for tracking small assets like tools, for instance, as well as medium or even large assets like bumpster or generators, buckets for the excavator with the Blue Puck ID. All of them are robust, shock resistance. All of them are IP68 waterproof. A special mention for the Blue Puck ID and the Blue Coin ID, which are also IP69K. So it means that's like for the Blue Puck T, they can be used and clean with a high pressure washing system, which is quite used in this construction industry. We have great, as I said, we have great mounting accessory in order really to mount them very quickly and in a simple way. So they are fix and play in less than 2 minutes. They are already activated. When you receive them, they are already activated. So you don't have to do anything except for installing them on your asset, and after that they can be detected. But if you want to not to have them activated, it's nothing could be simpler. In fact, either you tell us and we deactivate them in our production line, or you can deactivate them by yourself by using the NFC chipset. All of our BLE beacon sensor have an NFC chipset used for the activation and deactivation, or used for the configuration change. Of course, one thing regarding the maintenance, you don't have to plan or to schedule any maintenance operation with our BLE beacons for this asset tracking applications, because thanks to the ultra-low consumption and the type of the battery and the management of the battery that we have inside those beacons, and especially on the Bluepack ID, this Bluepack ID can last up to more than 15 years. Even with this difficult condition and with the fact to be used in outdoor for outdoor application, for instance. By comparison, the Blue Coin ID and the Aero ID will last up to 5 years. Something which is quite interesting, we wanted to highlight that for the asset tracking application, because this is something which is on what we receive a real positive feedback from a client, the possibility to use a super LED which is present in our BLE beacons in order to help the people in the field not to locate, but also to find the assets. Imagine that you are in the construction site on the storage area and you have to look for a specific asset for maintenance purposes, for instance. If you have the information that this asset is located in this area, it's good. But the best is to know exactly where it is. And by activating this LED, it will give you the possibility to find it very quickly, immediately. So it's a way of providing a gain of productivity for clients. And the last point, maybe a bit technical, but for a client who are a system integrator and expert in the BLE, please take into account that all our BLE beacons support multi-protocol. So there could be Eddystone, there could be iBeacon, of course, there could be the standard Bluetooth services, and we also are able to define a 100% customized frame for being compliant with your solution. Okay, so I think that it's also my turn to introduce this return. Okay, so for this last use case, we wanted to come back on the cold chain application, but slightly different compared to the first use case that we presented with the logistic platform. So in this case, it's how to manage the cold chain traceability in stores, but also that could be also in restaurants or in labo, in pharmacies. More or less, this is the same thing. Compared to the first use case, we thought that it was interesting to highlight that because the constraints are slightly different. First, the equipment which has to be monitored are fixed. They are not mobile assets. And also in this kind of use case, the number of units are lower than in the logistic platform. But at the opposite, we have to deal with refrigerated structure, and in this case, it could be a bit more complicated in radio frequency standpoints. And the other challenge that our client has for instance, to implement a monitoring solution in stores is the layout of a store can be different from one side to another. And in this case, it needs to be very flexible in terms of installation and I will say to cover completely the surface of the store. One point which has to be taken into account in sometimes the negative temperature, especially for medical products, can be even lower than the one that we have to manage for the food industry. So for all those reasons and all these differences, we thought that it was quite interesting to show two other products from our portfolio: the Bluepack T-Prom for ELA innovation and the M2000 for CASSIA Networks. So Very quickly, the Bluepack T probe, as you see, it's the same look and feel than has the Bluepack T N12X30. It's a BLE temperature sensor, but in this case, we have an external analog probe, which can measure temperature from -80 to +200 degrees. So the range is wider. Just one detail, the length of cable for this probe is 1 meter. In addition of having this wider range of temperature, please take into account also that there is an advantage which enables to move the measurement point away from the transmission parts. Okay, so this is quite useful in this particular use case. If you need to measure the temperature inside an highly metallic enclosure, metallic fridge. So in this case, you put the probe inside the fridge, and the box, the transmission part, the BLE transmission part, outside of the fridge. And the last advantage for this Bluepack T probe is since the probe is outside, is external probe, it's much more responsive. So could give you a benefits if you want to detect immediately a change of temperature variation and trigger any specific action to check if there is a problem at the enclosure, at the fridge, for instance. Keep in mind that the Bluepack T probe is also EN12X30 certified, so I would say the standard for the temperature recorder. We have the 0.5 degree accuracy. Something which is different compared to the Bluepack T, it's the fact that since we use an analog probe, we have to calibrate with 3 points this external probe, so we can provide this calibration reports. And of course, this is a recorder, so you can record up to 4,000 value, and in this particular case, could be quite useful, especially if your clients have a problem of power or network during a period of time. And in this case, you can download the missing temperature data for the sensor during this period of time. Okay. The last but not the least, again, thanks to our expertise on the management of the battery and the ultra-low consumption, this Bluepack T probe can last up to 10 years. For instance, with at -20 degrees, and by transmitting the temperature information every 10 seconds. In this case, it can last up to 10 years. And let's Kevin present the AMT 2000, which is very appropriate for this kind of use case.
Thanks, Willy. Yeah, so our M2000 is our cheapest and also our smallest gateway. So I have it right here. And as you can see, it's about the size of my palm. And what is useful for is installing, say, on the ceiling. You can think places like Walmart or Target or Costco, and you can install it right above the shelves and stuff. And with about 150 meters of range, you're able to deploy multiple of them across a warehouse or store. And some things to highlight. So this is a smaller gateway, so it's different than the X2000. The X2000 is, it is more expensive, and you can connect more devices at once. But the M2000 could still do 20 BLE device connections simultaneously. And compared to that, with probably the price point, it's a great combination. Another thing to highlight, it does have a cellular module. So on the back of the unit, there's a little SIM card slot, so you can install your preferred SIM card in there and set the APN in the configurations. So just in summary, it's a really easy to use gateway. We allow Python scripts on it for kind of basic edge computing. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So I'll pass it to Baptiste again.
Okay, so just in terms of conclusion, we presented 3 use cases in order to align few of our products from CASSIA Networks, of course, and few beacons or sensors from ELA. We wanted also to highlight what are the benefits for this partnership and for our clients who wants to we'll say to use our BLE sensor and beacons and to use the CASSIA Networks gateway that we can also provide. So the idea is to offer a pre-configured gateway which will be 100% compatible and configure for the fact to use our BLE sensor and BLE beacon. So we have defined the pre-configuration settings in order to tune that in terms of performances regarding the BLE management. So we integrated those settings in order that the gateway can quickly and easily detect and process the frame coming from our BLE devices. In addition of that, at each time that you want to buy a gateway, a CASSIA gateway with our BLE sensor, we will give you the possibility also to customize the configuration in order that the commissioning phase will be the shortest possible for you. So of course, this is maybe not the point that you will use for the first units used for the test, but at the moment that the validation is done and you want to deploy, this kind of customization service can be really useful and should reduce your time to deployments. We align our warranty policy by offering a 2-year standard warranty for the CASSIA gateway at the moment that are provided by ELA, and clearly our technical support team and our support policy has been I would say adapted in order to fully support our clients on the use of those 2 families of devices. So this is what we have built in order that really to come back on the first goal, to simplify the deployment of the IoT projects of our clients in the different type of use cases and the different sectors that we are highlighting during the presentation.
Okay, thank you very much, Willy. Thank you very much, Kevin, for all these valuable insight. Thank you, everybody, for your attention. Now it's a question and answer time. So do not hesitate to use the Q&A tool at the top corner on the right side of your screen. And we will answer the maximum number of questions, of course. I can see the first questions. Someone would like to learn more about ELA ATEX options. I guess it's more for Willy.
Yeah, so we for the ATEX, so for the explosive atmosphere, so we got the ATEX certification for our BLE Bluepuck family. So it means that the Bluepuck ID, Bluepuck T, Bluepuck Move, meaning the motion sensor, and the Bluepuck Mag, which is our magnetic sensor, all those 4 BLE Bluepuck devices got the ATEX certification on zone 1 with a specific marking. The last update got internally regarding the production is those products should be available for early 2026 in January 2026. Sorry. So it's I would say more or less the one that you saw during the presentation, not the Bluepuck T Probe, but the Bluepuck T and Bluepuck ID, with this specific certification. So we got the question. We have your email address, and we will come back to you by providing a detailed product brochure, which will give you precise information regarding especially regarding the AdTech certification itself.
Thank you, Willy. There is another question. Can you also please touch on a typical situation where a CASSIA gateway is used to illuminate the LED on a particular ELA tag?
If you want, I can give you at least one answer. It's not only one unique answer, but a typical situation. I can give you two typical situations where the CASSIA gateway can be used in order to trigger the possibility to turn on the LED, the super LED that we have on our BLE beacons. The first is the one that I gave during the presentation, which is typically whatever the type of the assets. It could be for the construction asset, but sometimes we also got from our client in manufacturing industry, for instance. The idea is really when you have an equipment, you have the possibility with the gateway to perform a kind of automatic inventory of the assets in a storage area, for instance, or in a specific workshop or in a specific part of the construction site. So through the gateway and the detection area, you can detect if this equipment is present or not. So this is a kind of zoning location. But in a practical way, in the operational daily business of the, I would say, of the people, of the construction people, they have to find a specific assets, and they have to find these specific assets. The example which we got in the past is often for the maintenance purposes, and in this case, the idea is to be able, through the solution of our client, to say, okay, they have this, for instance, on their smartphone, this asset that they have to find, and they know that they are on the right location, but there are a lot of equipment, and in this case, they can send a command to trigger this command to the beacon, and this could be done through from the backend server to the gateway in the bypass in order to reach the appropriate BLE beacons. So this is the first example. The second one that is it was used in the manufacturing site where I will say there was a connection between the production line and the warehouse area, and at the moment that the stock, the inventory of specific parts was empty or almost empty, the production person was in charge to trigger an alarm on that, and this alarm was converted into an action to trigger the LED in the pallets in order that the logistic manager or the logistic agent can find very quickly where the pallet is located. He has an average location, but by being present on this area, he can find the pallet. So this is more or less the same spirit or feature in the construction area or in the manufacturing, but this is a way to activate that.
Yeah, so on the gateway side, from the lower level, we provide APIs essentially to interact with the device. And so just real quick, these Bluetooth devices usually have a GATT profile, GATT, and our gateways make it really easy to enable, they call it characteristics and services like on the device to turn on LEDs.
Thank you very much. We will do one more question. How well does the signal go through metal, wood, or concrete walls?
I would say that this is not the best way to use the BLE, the BLE technology, or even if it's not only BLE, globally radio frequency devices don't like the metal or the concrete. So there is, it doesn't mean that this is not possible, but of course you will have to take into account a reduction of the performances regarding the propagation. Okay. Now to compensate that, I will give you the part of ELA product, and I'm pretty sure that Kevin will give you some indication regarding the performances of their gateway, which will limit the reduction of this kind of performances. In our side, you can adjust the power of transmission of the BLE signal. So that can be tuned from -40 dB up to +4 dB. And the +4 dB is really used when you can be in this kind of condition. But if you take the Bluepuck ID, for instance, the native performances in the open field area for the Bluepuck ID is to transmit up to 500 meters. Okay, this is the best performances that we can get from the Bluepuck ID. It means that thanks to that, we have a security margin when the Bluepuck ID is used in I would say normal environment. Could be in a warehouse, it could be in logistic platform, or could be inside a trailer or trucks with metallic frame and so on. There will be a reduction, but thanks to this performance of transmission, this reduction won't jeopardize the use case itself.
Yeah, and I can add to that. So generally, metal and bodies of water, which includes like probably thick, wet kind of wood or something, it always is a challenge with RF. And so through the past more than 10 years or so, we've been on the gateway side, we've been working real hard to take that into account, and doing all kinds of filtering technologies to make sure we optimize environments. So that also includes noisy environments, but also environments with just lots of obstructions. One of the tips that we typically say is to mount the gateway, very high up. Like for example, some of our tests we've done, we mounted it as high as 6 meters tall, or even 10 meters, really tall. The taller you mount it, the better the signal you're going to get. There's also things to take into account, besides metal and wood and stuff like that. There's also the ground. So the reason why we say don't put the gateway or your BLE device near the ground is because a lot of that energy is going to be lost into the ground. So yeah, you want it to be sufficiently high enough. So that's with the height. And in our experience, we've done some use cases with vehicles, especially trucks. Typically in vehicles, it's all metal, and so it's almost like a cage, or a Faraday cage almost. And the only spots in the vehicle you can really get RF signal out of is the glass and the windshield. So we typically recommend customers, for example, with this M2000 to mount it on the windshield or nearby. Another thing is, and I have an example here of the X2000, and we have external antennas. So external antennas are useful when you need to have better signal, but you can't place the gateway anywhere else. You have to place it inside like a metal box or something. So if you can run an external antenna out of that box, then your problem is solved.
Okay, thank you very much, Kevin. For the rest of the questions, we will get back to you via email. So once again, thank you to our speakers today for this great presentation. And thank you everybody for attending. As a reminder, We will share the replay of this webinar within the next few days. And I wish you a very good day. And we will look forward to seeing you at our upcoming webinars. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
See you, everyone. Have a nice day.